Welcome everybody to a Learn Squared live stream. You got Nick with Learn Squared here. I'm joined by Mr. Louis Laurent. Louis, how are you doing?
Hi, nice. Thank you for having me again.
Again, guys, Louis came back to do another demo. How amazing is that? So for anybody who doesn't know, Louis Laurent has just created a brand new course on Learn Squared Dynamic Concept Art 1. You're seeing the pictures from the course right here. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Great work, Louis. Amazing
Thank
stuff.
you. Thank you.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Louis did a live stream with us a little while ago where he created a design live on stream. So he started that design, worked about 3 hours worth of work on that. It was just incredible. And now he's come back to finish that design live on the stream as well. So guys, can we get just some love for Louis in that chat? If you guys have pre-ordered his course when we did our announcement live stream, or if you plan on grabbing it, or if you just love to look at his stuff, post some love in that chat, post some heart emojis. I want to see all kinds of emojis in that chat. Any kind of emojis you got. We have some love in the chat already here. Jordan Hilliard saying, yo, welcome Jordan into the show. Precise B-list showing some, I'll call that some Metal Gear love, a little exclamation point in the chat. Welcome Precise B-list. Tranguy Mac, let's go Louis. Tranguy Mac posted some hearts in there as well. I can't pronounce your name, but welcome into the show. Saying hi, Louis. Jordan Hilliard saying it looks like a great course. And thank you to, so I should have mentioned as well, the Learn Squared team is standing by in the chat to answer any questions you have about specifics and things like that, or just send you guys links so you can check that chat if you want links to anything we're talking about on today's show. Not only do we have an incredible demo from Louis showing up on today's show to celebrate the release of his new course, which is coming out at midnight tonight, we also have our Black Friday sale in effect starting now. Like right now, you can go on the Learn Squared site. All courses are 50% off on the Learn Squared website. Let's just jump over to this view of our site here. So you can see everything is on some incredible deals. Look at those savings, guys. Amazing stuff. And if that's not enough, celebrating a new course coming out, celebrating Black Friday happening, we have one more thing to share with you guys. We actually have a exclusive discount for viewers of today's live stream, an extra discount on top of the Black Friday savings. So stay tuned to the show, guys, to find out how to get an extra 10% off your order of any individual course that you buy. That's exciting. Guys, we got a packed show today. This is incredible. So, before we jump into the rest of the stuff here, I just do want to point out, Louis, you're getting a lot of love in that chat. I don't know if you can see the chat right now, but we got a lot of people showing some love. Jordan Hilliard with the hearts. Zarde, pre-ordered. Can't wait. Thank you, Zarde, for pre-ordering. Amazing stuff. Make sure, guys, by the way, to point out in the chat, if you have pre-ordered Louis's course, or we're going to be looking at all different courses on today's show to celebrate Black Friday. So post some love if you have taken or plan on taking any of the courses we're talking about today. Just, show that enthusiasm in the chat. We're already getting a lot of it. Jude and Ola looking forward to it with the heart. Ben Enemy, let's go. Good stuff.
Thank you
Love
very much.
from
Thank you.
Montreal. Shar recently pre-ordered. Really exciting. Thank you, Shar, for the pre-order. Tanguy Max saying, can't stay, unfortunately, as it's already 2 a.m. here, but wishing everyone an awesome stream. Louis is going to do amazing. Thank you, Tanguy Mac, for being a part of the show. And can we get somebody post some little good nights in that chat? Thank you for staying up till 2 a.m. to share the excitement with us, Tanguy Mac. Jordan Hilliard saying, love from Vancouver, Canada. Booyah. Good. We got some Canada love in this chat today. Good stuff. Enzo Minaro, let's go, Louis. You are a monster, a beast. The amount of content you're putting out there. Oh, good stuff. Jordan Hilliard saying, love the course format with Learn Squared. Can't go wrong with any course here. Wow. Hey, that's very nice to hear. We appreciate that. Guys, I think it's time to kick off the show. What do you think, Louis?
Yeah, I'm ready. We can start.
So to start off the festivities today, celebrate that the course is coming out. We are going to show you guys the trailer for anybody who hasn't seen it for Dynamic Concept Art 1, and we'll take it from there. So check out the trailer, guys. Take a look and get excited. Become a better concept designer by learning to trust your instincts. Laurent constantly delivers stunning designs with fully realized worlds to support them. And to do this, his style hinges on throwing away all his preconceptions and trusting in happy accidents to create the most interesting concepts. In this brand new Learn Squared course, Louis is going to take you into his world, helping you to unlock the creativity of your subconscious to majorly speed up your design process. He'll teach you to look at the most basic shapes and immediately see their potential, allowing you to work faster than you ever thought possible. And don't worry, if you don't have VR, Louis shows off the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well. From this point, Louis will begin turning his assets into a world, where the same mindset of experimentation extends all the way through his process. Just because you designed an asset one way, doesn't mean it has to keep that function forever. Everything is subject to change, with new sizes, new shapes, new perspectives. This course is designed specifically with beginner to intermediate students in mind, so don't worry if you're not so confident with the tools. And even better, Louis is currently working on a second course geared towards advanced users, coming out next year. So you'll be able to keep learning and boost your skills even further. So don't wait. You have an entirely new world of concept design waiting for you. Pre-order today at learnsquared.com. Guys, Dynamic Concept Art 1, what a course. What a breadth of content. This is an incredible range of stuff. Zarde having a good point there. So glad he did both VR and PC processes. That was a really important point to make sure to cover all those aspects for anybody who does want to use VR or who might not be interested in using VR. Can you talk a little bit about that, Louis?
Yeah, sure. So VR is a really important tool for me, but I don't use VR like all the time in the process. So I think it was like obvious that I will show a way around to do kind of the same thing that I did in VR, but in Blender instead. So obviously the technique is slightly different, and you will have like a different result. It won't be exactly the same, as efficient, and maybe not as much happy accident oriented. But yeah, I think without VR, I mean the process and even like the thought behind the design decision are always the same. So you got the idea even if you don't have VR.
Yeah, and I think just something to clarify too is like, I mean, at least watching the content, it seems like I wouldn't say it's not as much happy accident oriented, but like different happy accidents.
Yeah.
Like when you would like, sketch stuff with textures and stuff, and the thing would go crazy, and like there's all these cool things that you can do in VR.
Different result for sure, yeah.
Or do in Blender rather. So we're going to jump over to the feed of your PC here, Louis, and just see what you're working on. So guys, this is the paint over stage of the same piece that Louis was working on during the previous stream, and as you can see, it has progressed even further. It is looking incredible.
Okay. Yes, so we can sum up maybe what we did last time and where I am now, and what I did in between the two sessions, because I did some stuff to refine the 3D. So I will show you maybe the video of last time. So I think we started like by showing the references and what was my inspiration at the beginning. So it was a lot like Egyptian, Africa inspired, and a lot of as well odd master painter. So I really wanted like this kind of feeling that we have like a very harsh light, very hot environment, and so this place will be maybe with a market where people gather from different horizons. So the first step for that, I jump into 3D and I show some techniques that I use inside the course as well. So I did like the main assets, from scratch, and as a first asset as well. it was this big sphere where people, again, maybe it would be like a market area or house or something that people will gather, and always I put like a character as a references for the scale. So I did some displacement sculpting method on it with a lot of great detail for the paint over. Then I just refined the asset a bit further. I created a new asset as well, like a column, a bit inspired by Egyptian culture. And then I started to do the layout design. So it's the next phase. Once you have all your assets, design, and you start to be happy with it, you can start like to do your layout. So you're blocking your composition, blocking your camera, and trying different lenses, stuff like that. So again, the main idea here is my focal point will be this sphere. And sometimes I create different level of terrain. So we have like a floor level, then this big temple maybe in the background is a nice way as well to add scale to the scene. And at the same time, is maybe it's more at the top of a dune, so people will need like to climb.
And just real quick to clarify for anybody who might be just joining the show, what we're looking at right now is a recap of the progress and the work that Louis did on the previous live stream. So what you're seeing here is a video recording of what happened on last time's stream, where we went literally from 0 to building an entire scene in Blender. So sorry for the interruption. Take it away, Louis.
No, you're right. We need to clarify. And so yeah, from here, it's all about the composition only with the placement of object in my scene, and not with like the lighting and stuff like that. It's only with the placement of the object. And then, of course, the next step is the lighting. So we did the lightings here, nothing too complicated, like daylight lighting, side light, in order to show the different materials, and at the same time showing blocking like the foreground with a big shadow to block the eye. And then I did the texturing, and then at the end I did a very quick paint over. Of course, that's something that I didn't keep. It was just for showing maybe what will be like the first step. And so in this session, I will be doing the paint over. But as you can see, the 3D is a bit different from last time. So I did refine the 3D a bit, even like the composition. But so this was where we end up last time with the 3D. And this is my new 3D render. So there is a lot of stuff, a bit more like detail, but nothing too complicated from last time. I did use like the exact same techniques. The main change, I would say, is like the door from the temple behind is way more huge in order to show a lot of stuff inside. At the same time, it's a great way to block the composition. Have like a big shape that block the silhouette of our market buildings. In terms of foreground elements, it's almost the same, just different placement, and I clean up like the texture and stuff like that. Same for the terrain. We have the same idea with the terrain going down with another exit from the buildings. So I would say the composition is quite similar. And then, of course, I did like a different open inside, add it a bit with a spotlight inside Blender, like to create some sunlight coming in, and add like a lot of interest in this area and contrast. And then I did the first step of my paint over is a cleanup of the 3D. So only like going inside and cleaning some stuff, like breaking the CG look a bit, adding maybe some cut plane, basically very like breaking the CG look and giving some more sexy and juicy shapes in some area. That's something that
hey, it is kids are watching this show. Sexy and juicy shapes. We might want to tone it down.
sorry.
No.
So I know you are kidding. And of course, And then I do the value design. So this is a very, very important step inside. I would say it's actually the most important step during the paintover. So the goal with the value design, as you can see, is really to push the focal point to silhouette stuff, have a more graphical look to the painting and the image. And so that's what will be pushing like the 3D render to something flat, to something with a lot of depth, and something that is even more like easy to read and more obvious to watch. And then the next step will be again paint over and photo bash and some cleanup, like adding characters, characters around some props, maybe little details, refining some different area like the texturing, maybe. So yeah.
It's really incredible work. And I want to clarify as well that, you know, when we were developing this live stream idea, Louis wanted to do a totally different genre from what we have in the actual course. So this concept design is totally exclusively designed for the streams. Like it, as you saw in the trailer, the design that he did for the course is totally different. And we really wanted to show off like the idea that you can create anything with the techniques you're learning from Louis's course. So, you know, no matter what kind of genre or style you like to use, you can apply the things that you learn from the course into your own style. And this is just perfect evidence of that, where you're seeing a completely different type of art style for this one than is featured in the course. And as a bonus, Louis has been recording all of the process videos of creating this, including the stuff that was done on the streams. So for anybody who purchases the course, we're going to be adding these recordings into the show, or rather into the course itself as post-release content. So even more stuff for you guys to watch. Thank you again, Louis, for putting in all this amazing, incredible work.
Yeah, no problem.
So we got some nice comments in here. Precise B-List saying, been thinking of picking up Stephen Corman's course. Amazing. And it's an excellent course. Good choice. Part of today's show, guys, is that we are celebrating Black Friday. We're actually going to be looking through the website, looking at different courses. So for anybody who is interested in, of course, interested in Louis's course, you have Louis right here. You can ask, you know, any professional related questions you want to ask to the instructor himself. But for anybody who's interested in any of our other courses on the site, make sure you post it in the chat. We will, you know, take a look at the course together. We can look at the trailer, and we can really just go through. And of course, our people in the Learn Squared people in the chat are standing by to answer any specific questions that you might have as well. So now's your chance, guys. If you're ever thinking about, oh, you know, I was always thinking about buying this course. I was always thinking about checking out this course, but I haven't done it yet. Now's your chance to really dig deep into that stuff. We also have Jordan Hilliard saying, love the voiceover on the trailer. Who was that? That was me, actually. I appreciate that. Thank you. And Jordan Hilliard saying, earmuffs. Yeah, those juicy designs. That's some after hours content we got on the Learn Squared live stream today. So guys, we're going to take a look from the suggestion from Precise B-List. Thank you, Precise B-List, for your interest in Stephen Corman's course. Let's go take a look real quick. We're going to jump away from your screen for a second, Louis, and we're going to take a look at the Learn Squared site here. So we have Stephen Corman's 3D matte painting course, where you can see the deliverable on this one is so moody. It's so incredible looking. And you can really just, we can go through a little bit of here. This is 5 hours of just pure genius. It's really amazing stuff. So you can see going all the way through this 3D process. And matte painting, of course, is its own sort of like very specific kind of art making. Very particular, you're going for photorealism with that stuff, and it's really is its own process. So
hello
let's
and
take a look
welcome to 3D matte painting. My name is Stephen
at a trailer which
and
is
I've been
playing on the
working
other
professionally
screen.
as a matte painter for over 5 years.
Give me a sec, ladies and gents. We'll bring it over to you guys. This is my very high-tech way of moving things between screens. So let's take a look at Stephen Corman's trailer here.
Hello
3D
and
matte
welcome
painting.
to 3D matte painting. My name is Stephen Corman and I've been working professionally as a matte painter for over 5 years, specializing in films and video game cinematics. During that time, I've worked for studios such as Industrial Light and Magic and Axis Studios on projects like Destiny 2, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Deathloop, as well as the upcoming Outriders by Square Enix. Throughout this course, I will teach you how to create cinematic environment shots from scratch to final comp. We will achieve this using a professional pipeline, taking into account the various obstacles you might encounter in a studio environment. While studying my workflow and exploring the tools I use daily, you will learn to understand the role of a matte painter in today's industry. My goal with this course is to give you a thorough overview of the process and a simple approach so you can tackle any type of environment shot for your projects. Whether you're a 2D matte painter looking to learn more about 3D techniques, a 3D environment artist looking to learn more about matte painting, or just an aspiring artist hungry to learn, this course will teach you the knowledge and skills required to make it in this complex industry. You'll even end up with a beautiful finished product to use in your portfolio. Enroll today and start your journey at learnsquared.com.
Guys, as you can see, there's some incredible work that came out of that course. Really, really top-notch stuff. 3D matte painting is available now on the Learn Squared site. As with all of our courses, you can get it on a huge savings, 50% off, just across the board. To talk about it here, we have the Learn Squared is talking about in the chat that Steven's course also includes some nice kit material from Kitbash 3D in the downloadable materials, which of course is an even extra bit of value. So get excited, guys. 3D matte painting you can find on the Learn Squared site right now. We're going to jump back over to Lewis's course here. But again, anybody who wants to know about any of our courses, anybody who's thinking about picking up anything on the site, post it in the chat. We'll take a look at it together. And now that my video player is showing up on the correct monitor, we'll actually be able to see the trailers. Lewis?
Yep.
What's sort of the big kind of step that we're looking at right here? It looks like you're adding in some people into here.
Yes. So I did prepare some stuff, and this is cut out. So basically, you take photos and you cut the characters or the element you want. Most of the time, I do the cutout when I need the photo, but here for the purpose of the demo, it will be faster. That just because it takes a bit of time. And so the big step here is to photo bash. So I will start by photo bashing some character and then some element. I think it will give way more life to this scene. Like this is some 3D character that I put, but this is more like a block out something temporal that I will like delete it just for the scale of the scene. But maybe I will change a bit the scale. I will put maybe the character slightly bigger. And then I will start maybe again adding some texture and some detail around the focal point and some scale behind here. So yeah, photo bash, I think it's almost my favorite part because it's where you start to merge the 3D, the paint over, and the photos all together. And this is where you have as well a lot of happy accident by trying a lot of different stuff with your photos. So it's always an exciting moment for your painting.
It is kind of like being a kid and just like, cutting pictures out of a magazine and, placing them onto I always loved that in like arts and crafts when I was a kid. There's a lot about, modern art making that, feels like a lot of aspects of 3D feel like playing with Legos a lot of times. A lot of art makes you feel like a kid again.
Yeah, that's definitely a very funny job, I would say, concept art. I mean, we are doing like a funny project. I mean, we try to do entertaining stuff. So we should be entertained when we are doing the art.
And there's an interesting aspect that you cover in the course itself, Lewis, about your artistic origins and sort of the way that you weren't necessarily exposed to the arts from the earliest age. Your journey as an artist is a little bit different than some other artists. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes. So Yeah, so I didn't like learn drawing like as a as a child, or I think I started learning drawing when I was like 19, something like that. Because I wanted to be a concept artist. So for me, it was more like a profession, like a job, rather than a passion at the beginning. And then when I started to learn drawing, and I did like 1 year at one art school as well back in France. And this is where I really got into, passionate about drawing, painting, and not just only concept art and video games and film. It was rather really art in general, like old master, stuff like that, history of art. And so yeah, I think I did take like a drawing quite not late. I mean, 19 is definitely not late. But compared to my friends in art school, most of them, they were like drawing from a long time ago. They already have like lesson and stuff like that in art. So yeah, but I think like it's never too late to start anything in your life.
I mean, those are words to live by. Yeah, it's really never it's never too late to start on anything, and that's a lot of what Learn Squared is about. Is like, no matter what background you come from, no matter how much experience you have, no matter how long you've been studying, you can really jump into these courses and get something that's going to enhance the way you look at the world through your artistic eye, and the way that you create art. It's never too late to start learning. And what better time to start learning than Black Friday, ladies and gentlemen. 50% off everything on the Learn Squared website. I'm going to throw this in the chat. This is an exclusive for you guys who are watching today's broadcast. You're going to get an extra 10% off of your Black Friday purchases by using the code you see in the chat right now. Lewis Live at checkout is going to get you 10% on top of the other Black Friday savings. So at 10% in addition to the existing Black Friday savings on whichever course you choose to purchase. So fill up those carts, ladies and gents. Start learning. Start, amassing that knowledge. Make yourself, for 2023, into the best artist in the industry. This is exciting stuff. So when you guys go into your carts, add this code at checkout to get that exclusive extra 10% off. We got a few people in the chat talking about the different courses that they might want to check out. So let's take a look at another one. We're gonna jump in here onto the Learn Squared site, and this is a really, really exciting course that we did previously on the PC view here. Motion design with Jorge Canedo Estrada, JR Canest. Really, really, it's so slick. Everything in here is so slick. Look at this thing that is created in there. And you can see here that style transfers over to so many aspects of the course. We're going to take a look at the trailer for motion design here for anybody who's interested. And a big thanks, by the way, in the chat to Jordan Hilliard, who was talking about motion design. Thank you for the suggestion. Thank you for the interest. Let's take a look at the trailer together.
Welcome to Motion Design. My name is Jorge Rolando Canedo Estrada, also known as JR Canist, and I'm an animator and creative director. I've had the privilege of working at studios like Buck and Giant Ant, and I've created motion graphics for companies like Google, Facebook, and Twitter, to name a few. In this course, I will be teaching the basic principles and process of motion design, focused on creating a motion piece. We'll start with some theory, like the history of motion design, breaking down the parts of motion design and also the principles, which are based on the principles of animation. But since the goal is to finish a project, we won't stay in theory, but we will apply it all, going through the entire process of creating a short and simple motion design animation. We'll talk about the importance of the concept and applying that into design, working with Photoshop and Illustrator, and getting familiar with audio. In the end, we'll focus our attention particularly on animation, spending quite a bit of time learning and using After Effects to create our motion piece. It's a packed course and there is much it covers, but I've really tried to create the kind of resource I wish I had when I started in motion design. Students who sign up for the Learn Squared or professional packages will have access to tons of bonus content, including downloadable project files, unedited screen captures, and the ability to follow the journeys of my apprentices and mentorship students as they learn from the same tutorial content as you. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I'll see you in class.
Another amazing course. Can we get some love in there for motion design? Guys, Learn Squared has a lot of them. Like sometimes I forget about how many incredible courses we have. And it's just like watching these videos and seeing all these incredible artists, this incredible range of talent that has been attracted towards the Learn Squared platform is really inspiring. Even to watch these trailers, it really just gets the blood pumping, you know, it makes your artistic ideas start flowing. Let's get some love in that chat for motion design on Learn Squared. And thank you again to Jordan Hilliard for the suggestion, you know, talking about motion design. As you can see here, use the code LewisLive at checkout for an extra 10% savings on top of the existing Black Friday discount. So you can use that on motion design like we just saw in the chat. You can also, of course, use it on Laurent's brand new course, which you're seeing the techniques you know, demonstrated for you live on today's broadcast. We're back on Lewis's screen here. Lewis is creating for us the paint over of a brand new concept design that he has been working on the live stream. So thank you so much to Lewis for doing that. We're back on your screen here, taking a look at more of the paint over process. I love these, you know, the idea of on this kind of stuff too, like having a digital, it's easy to kind of forget like how much of an advantage it is to have digital art in general. You know, even some of the stuff, so many of the things that Lewis is able to do in Photoshop, being able to just like turn off one of the characters, you know, like that's such a luxury to have in the modern world. What was it sort of like, Lewis, you talked about, everyone's going to see in the course when you talk about your artistic journey as well, you talked about how you spent one of your formative art learning years just to try and focus on migrating into the digital realm. Could you talk about that process for you? Like, how was that for you?
Yeah, so I think I did like 1 year of fundamental, like really drawing, like observational drawing. Then I did design, 1 year of design, and then it was a switch to digital. So basically, it's the techniques, the softwares, so the different way to create, you know, all the good email that epic email that you see, you know, on our session. And so for that, I think my approach was to discover as much as possible the different software and try them and see what kind of workflow please me. And so that's where I discovered VR, and I kept VR with me. Then before that, I was using a bit of ZBrush and 3D Quote and Octane for the 3D renders. But then, you know, we had like 2-3 years ago the big Blender train where, like, you know, we had like very great artists showing the potential of Blender. And so the great thing with Blender is first of all, it's free, so it's accessible for everyone. And it's a, you know, like Blender, you have everything. You can do your modeling, your sculpting, your rendering, everything in the same software. So it's very convenient, especially for concept art. We are not doing like matte painting, and we can work outside of the pipeline most of the time. So we don't need like Maya or stuff like that. So we can really go quick into the concept phase, and, you know, but at the same time, it's keeping like quite a refined range. And the great thing as well with Blender is that it got a lot of update, quite a lot of update. So it's a very powerful software that is getting even more powerful by days. So yeah, and I was using quite a lot of digital tool before that when I was a bit younger. Like I did some graphic design, like I was 17. So I was like acquainted to Photoshop and to the painting as well. Since I had like the background of painting, for me it was even like easier to just paint into Photoshop with all the layer and the mask system that you have in Photoshop. So you can feel like the freedom of not having like a brush and some paint on the palette and not having like Control Z.
Yeah, that is a big one. Having a Control Z is important for a lot of us. Control S is pretty important too.
Yeah, yeah. You have to press Control S because in real life you don't need to save.
Yeah, but it's nice to have a saved thing where oh no, I spilled coffee on my beautiful picture that I'm working on. Like in the digital realm, there is no coffee to spill on anything. You can just if something gets messed up, you can go back to your saved version. A great question from Zarde, talking about dynamic concept art 2, which for anybody who doesn't know, Louis has just released his newest course, which is called Dynamic Concept Art 1. And that's what we're doing a demonstration of the techniques from today. But he's also working on a second course, Dynamic Concept Art 2, which goes into some more advanced techniques. Zarde has a question about that. Will it teach about character design? And so I'll leave that to you, Louis, to talk about.
Yeah, so I go over like the three big things, like the design of the base, the vehicle design, and the character design. So the character that you are going to have as a kit bash as well, so the dynamic concept art 1 is the character that I will be showing how I designed it in the second course. So the character that you saw in my keyframe, you will see the design in the next course.
There you go. It's a definitive yes. You will learn about character design in that course. Yes. And there's a whole bunch of amazing, more advanced aspects of learning. One of the things that is really interesting in that course is that you're focusing on the same universe. So both courses take place in the same world. They're both part of the same story, but you were able to separate sort of like the thematic elements and difficulty elements in such a way that the first course is this sort of natural environment where you talk about it being more forgiving for certain types of mistakes because, it's like natural forms are a little bit easier to get away with things. And then the second part of the course involves the characters moving to a different location. And that is all about like very, hard surface and sort of less forgiving elements.
Yeah, exactly.
And can you sort of talk a little bit about that and how you, sort of divided the two courses like that?
So the second course, I go way more deeper into the fundamental. So I go like the advanced design fundamental. So when we design the vehicle design and the character design, since it's art surface as well, we cannot like we have to respect some mathematical rule in a way. Of course, you can break those rules at some point, but at the beginning, you have like to understand. Of course, we have like big, medium, small, but we go way more deeper than that. We have like a ton of different design rules that I cover, and so it's definitely more harder. But I think it's something like any skill, you with time and practice, it's like a second nature. You don't think that much about it, and same for the base. So the base is the design of the base and the landscape around the base. So we have the landscape and the base. So it's more complicated. The Blender scene are bigger. There is a lot more stuff happening. Basically, the second course is the project, and the different keyframes are way more ambitious. So there is a lot of stuff happening. But we go over like as well like advanced composition fundamentals. So again, more deeper into the different rules. I go over as well the cinematographic element, So how we can use all the different cinematographic rule that we got in the cinema to apply them to our concept art to create stuff that feel like as a film. So if you want to work like in the film industry, there is a lot of vocabulary that you need to understand. And then same with the paint over, I go a bit more like advanced in terms of the different paint over fundamentals, and the painting fundamentals like the shape design and how you can use happy accidents, stuff like that as well. I create some really cool stuff.
It's really exciting from the perspective of a student and me who watches all the all the stuff in the course too, where having two courses like this, the prospect of being able to learn at such a pace where you're creating a full, sort of beginner to intermediate level design, and as a student you're able to create along with that, and then being able to continue in that same, sort of pick up right from where you left off and continue in that same world and continue from that same point and move on to advanced techniques. Like, it really is sort of a huge amount of learning and a huge amount of progress that you guys as students are able to make, taking not only one but two courses. So you're already going to supercharge a huge part of your artistic process taking this first course, and then having the ability to jump into that next one is really exciting. I mean, having two courses like this is really cool. So we have a few comments. Thank you, everybody, by the way, for all your amazing interest in Learn Squared stuff and for your love about the courses. And as you guys are seeing, we have people in the chat who are able to answer your specific questions about courses, because, of course, today's show, we're talking to Louis, and we can't necessarily get to the questions the second that you ask them, but we are, of course, watching them and doing our best to answer them. And having said that, Jordan Hilliard talking about narrative concept art, one of your favorite courses with so many new techniques learned from that course. Let's just jump over to narrative concept art, which is a classic. You guys may have seen this picture in various forms on our website. We use this on a few different pages. I love this this piece that came out of JAMA. So you can see this course goes through all different aspects of the narrative concept art process. An 8-lesson course. This was a long one, and it really gives you a lot of ideas in how to address the concept art workflow. Now, in terms of concept art, the way that concept art is constructed is different. What we looked at right here was narrative concept art. What we looked at a little while ago was matte painting. And Louis, can you talk a little bit about how you like to keep things in the concept art realm, like keeping the mindset of sort of like, oh, I don't need to completely take this to a matte painting stage. I want to keep it in kind of concept art and keep it fast and loose, and talk about your process in making those decisions.
Yeah, so I did simplify the workflow as much as possible. For me, it was an issue at job. You need to be fast, and most of the time in film, you need to have something at the end of the day to show to the director. And so VR is something that is very straightforward. The tool is very simple. You don't have like many panels, stuff like that. But the tools are simple. There is a few, but they are very, very powerful. So VR is something that speed up a lot the process. Same with Blender. There is some steps I recognized when I was using Octane, stuff like that. That takes a lot of time, especially like the material, the shader when you are doing your texturing work on your assets. Same when you are doing like your layout design and stuff like that. So I really try to simplify everything and focus more on the really important aspect, like really focusing like on the 20% of the factors that can impact like 80% of your image, and not like focusing too much on the small details. So and since we are using a lot of paint over as well, there is a ton of stuff that you can correct later on painting, and not spending maybe too much time into your 3D setup. So so it's definitely something that I developed with time. I think there is a lot of concept artists nowadays that use almost like the same because of the fact that you really need to go fast with the industry, and it's even going faster and faster nowadays. So I think, yeah, simplifying everything will definitely help, even for your job. And if you're able like to create really cool concept art piece and going fast at the same time, I think you won't have like any problem to navigate this industry.
Guys, I want to throw in there one more time, because we're talking about this amazing course that Louis has just released on Learn Squared, and we have our Black Friday sale going so that you guys can get 50% off of all of our courses. In addition to that, for you guys watching the stream, you can apply the code you see on screen at checkout, Louis Live. Apply that code at checkout to get an extra 10% savings on top of the Black Friday discount. And in addition to that, we have a very good question from Wonderland talking about, I bought the course early on, didn't know there was a code. I remember from the launch live stream, we were talking about, you were on the show and we were talking about the deal. So if our people in the chat can respond about that, because it is possible to apply these discount savings to if for anybody who bought Louis's course before the Black Friday sale. So if we can have somebody in the chat talk about that as well, because of course we're looking out for you there. Now we're gonna take a look here. We're gonna jump back in to the trailer for Louis's course. We are celebrating so many amazing things today. There's a lot of courses on the Learn Squared site, but the newest and most exciting one is Mr. Louis Laurent's course, which has just come out today. So we're going to be looking at that trailer once again, guys. Enjoy, and get your questions ready. If you have anything from watching this trailer that you want to know, Louis is hanging out in the chat right now, or hanging out on the stream rather, and creating this amazing demo for you. So anything you want to know, post it in the chat, and we will get to it. So let's check out that trailer. Become a better concept designer by learning to trust your instincts. Louis Laurent constantly delivers stunning designs with fully realized worlds to support them. And to do this, his style hinges on throwing away all his preconceptions and trusting in happy accidents to create the most interesting concepts. In this brand new Learn Squared course, Louis is going to take you into his world, helping you to unlock the creativity of your subconscious to majorly speed up your design process. He'll teach you to look at the most basic shapes and immediately see their potential, allowing you to work faster than you ever thought possible. And don't worry, if you don't have VR, Louis shows off the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well. From this point, Louis will begin turning his assets into a world, where the same mindset of experimentation extends all the way through his process. Just because you designed an asset one way doesn't mean it has to keep that function forever. Everything is subject to change, with new sizes, new shapes, new perspectives. This course is designed specifically with beginner to intermediate students in mind, so don't worry if you're not so confident with the tools. And even better, Louis is currently working on a second course geared towards advanced users, coming out next year. So you'll be able to keep learning and boost your skills even further. So don't wait. You have an entirely new world of concept design waiting for you. Pre-order today at learnsquared.com. Guys, Dynamic Concept Art 1, you just saw the trailer there. Incredible stuff. You're looking at the final artwork in a slideshow here. And as you can see, the world that Lewis has created in the course as the main part of the course is totally different from the demo that he's currently working on the stream. So as you can see here, we have this sci-fi world, and let's jump over back to Lewis's screen here, where we're working on this, you know, sort of historical fantasy desert landscape. And you can see that the same techniques apply that were, you know, taught in the course and that are in the trailer, but they're applied to a totally different genre, setting, style. It really goes to show how much you can learn from this course, how many techniques this can be applied to. So just a pointer there. Thank you, Learn Squared chat people, for getting in touch with Wonderland there. Yeah, Wonderland, we're looking out for you. Don't worry about that, because we mentioned in the previous live stream that the Black Friday sale was already in effect, which was true, but we had, you know, later added this extra little discount. So, you know, we're keeping you in mind for that one. Thank you for mentioning it as well, Wonderland. Now, so talking about Learn Squared courses here, we have Orestes talking about industrial design foundations. Orestes bought industrial design foundations today. So first of all, a lot of love to you, Orestes. Thank you for you know, purchasing the course. Anytime, by the way, for anybody buying a course, can we get some love in that chat? From anybody who has bought a course, or if you haven't bought a course yet, just post some love for people who have, who are, you know, this is exciting stuff. If anybody who buys a course is embarking on a journey of learning, and that's always a really, really exciting thing. It's always something to celebrate, in my opinion. So big thanks for checking out the course. I'm gonna post a couple of hearts in there too. I think I can post as Learn Squared. Yes, I can. Good stuff. I'm posting some hearts in that chat. But Arrest is talking about bought industrial design foundations today, asking about the differences between that and hard surface design, which is another one of our courses. So Learn Squared chat has answered your question about the differences, but this is a good chance to talk about industrial design foundations on the stream. So let's just take a quick look at industrial design foundations with Tim Zarki, where this really, really precise, really incredible headphone concept design came out of it. And it's a very comprehensive course where you're going through very specific and exacting aspects of the process. It's really fascinating to watch it get to this point where it's just a totally photorealistic image of headphones down to the tiniest little piece of the material. Let's take a look at the trailer, ladies and gents.
Hey, I'm Tim Zarki. I'm a multidisciplinary industrial designer and product visualization specialist at Minimal, an award-winning design and engineering agency based in Chicago. Through my career, I've had the opportunity to bring a wide range of products to life for over 50 different clients, spanning industries from consumer electronics and housewares to medical devices and modes of transportation. Working in the fast-paced world of consulting, designers have to rapidly become experts in a new type of product with each project. Industrial Design Foundations is a crash course in my personal workflow through which you will develop the ability to come up with design concepts that solve for complex sets of real-world constraints. We will start from the very beginning. I'll teach you everything you need to know to move from an initial industrial design brief to a highly polished 3D rendered portfolio piece in just 4 short weeks. We will also study both the theory behind the design of products and the technical skills needed to execute them using Fusion 360 and Keyshot. Whether you're a professional artist or a designer at the beginning of your career, Industrial Design Foundations will teach you how to bring more realism and functionality to your creations. By the end of the course, you'll have the ability to observe the products that make up the world around us with a critical eye, understand the design process responsible for their creation, and apply this knowledge to elevate your work. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquared.com. Hey, I'm Tim Zarki.
Oops, I played it again. It's a really exciting course, and the one of the things that's really fascinating about it is that you're digging really deep into the philosophy of like why why are headphones designed this way? Why is a car designed this way? Why are certain things that you use in the everyday world designed in the way that they are? And in order to truly create inspired and functional designs that could really be used, it's important to, take all of those things into account. It's an excellent course, Industrial Design Foundations. You can find it on the Learn Squared site right now. And of course, our Black Friday savings are in effect. So if anybody wants to pick up a course during our Black Friday sale, including this one, you can apply the code you see on screen at checkout, Lewis Live, as you see it right there on the screen. Apply that code at checkout for an extra 10% off of your purchase. And big thanks in the chat to Orestes too, who has picked up the course. And congratulations on starting your artistic journey. Very exciting. We're going to jump back into Lewis's demo. But ladies and gents, I do want to just remind you that any course that you have purchased or that you are interested in purchasing or just interested in knowing more about, post it in the chat. Let us know anything you're interested in knowing. And either I or someone from Learn Squared in the chat will do our best to answer your questions in there. So now's your chance, guys, to learn all about our various courses. And of course, now is your chance to ask anything you want of our amazing instructor, Louis Laurent, who's doing the live demo on stream today. So post any questions you have for Louis in the chat. Speaking of which, Jordan Hilliard, excellent question, talking about your color coding system for Photoshop layers. And that is something that you cover a lot in the course as well, a very important part of the artistic process. Louis, can you talk a little bit about the color coding system that you're using?
Yeah, I assume he talked about like the green, purple system
yes.
that I have here. So I don't use any plugin. It's like the basic stuff in Photoshop. You can like right click on anything, and at the bottom you have like the different color you want to put. Sometimes it's not enough, so maybe a plugin would be like clever to have more color. But basically I use all the time the same color system. And it's basically the same workflow that I use as well all the time for every painting. So that's a nice way to have something that is organized and to keep some cohesive quality and having like the same quality all the time by having the same workflow. So the first folder, the orange one, is for the plate. So basically where I'm going to put my renders. Sometimes I have multiple renders that I will like merge and mixed together for the final plate. Then I do like a quick paint over to clean up the render, the value design. So again, the value design is a big step where you push the readability and the graphical look and the illustration feeling as well. Then the second paint over after the value design, if I want, then the photo bash. So all the people and all the nice stuff that I'm adding here. And then another paint over that I will be doing at the end. So it's a bit more tricky, the last one, because the goal is really to merge the photos, the 3D, and everything together with the brush stroke and stuff like that. So the goal is to simplify some area and complexify the focal point. So really to have a nice balance in the image, so everything feel the same world. And then the post-process at the end, so it will be like the chromatic aberration and the noise and some maybe happy accident stuff that I will try at the end.
It's really important to stay organized because when you're making art where you can have as many layers as you want, it's very easy to kind of just like add and add and add and then say like, oh, I'll remember what that is or where that was. Yeah. And after enough layers, you will not remember. Nobody can remember that many things. So yeah, it's like having that sort of structure and a set of steps for your process and keeping things organized in that way is really, really, really important, guys. So we have another comment from Mars Za, and welcome Mars Za to the show. I remember you from the previous stream as well, talking about having purchased the course, Lewis's course, from our announcement stream. So we were just talking to Wonderland about that. Anybody who purchased Lewis's course during our announcement stream, or immediately after the announcement stream, you can get in touch with Learn Squared. They're going to send you a message in the chat about, oh, well, there you go. They're faster than I can be. Learn Squared has just sent you a message about, retroactively adding that discount code. And that applies only to people who are purchased Lewis's course during the announcement stream of his course. For anybody who has not purchased a course yet, you can get that discount right now. So we have our Black Friday sale in effect. It is 50% off of all of our courses just by applying this code that you see on screen, Lewis Live, at checkout. You'll get an extra 10% savings on top of the Black Friday 50% savings. So that is pretty incredible, guys. There's never been a better time to get in and start your learning journeys. It is just, man, think of the possibilities, think of how much knowledge is at your fingertips. I'm getting excited. So we have Orestes with a really nice comment. I'm very glad I found your website by accident. I learned more in less than 6 months than I did in 2 years of searching on my own. That is incredible. Can we get some hearts in the chat for Orestes and just for the learning process in general? It's so inspiring to hear about you guys, just really jumping in, putting your hearts into this process and really just kind of like supercharging your learning abilities. It's very exciting stuff. And thank you so much for being a part of Learn Squared, Orestes, and for taking your learning to the next level. And, a lot of love to you for doing that. And so thank you. You're thanking us, but we're thanking you. It's just a really, really exciting time right now. For anybody who's just joining the show, we have several things going on today's broadcast. Number one, we are celebrating the release of Louis Laurent's brand new Learn Squared course, Dynamic Concept Art 1. You can find it right now on the Learn Squared website. It's an amazing set of skills that you're going to be applying to your art. It's an amazing set of images that Louis has created for the course. And of course, you guys are watching Louis use the skills that he teaches in the course to create an entirely new image. So live on the stream, Louis is actually finishing up a completely brand new design. So this is exclusive for the broadcast. And this is, it's just gorgeous, the work that is being done on today's show. So that's very exciting. You guys can pick up Lewis's course right now. It launches at midnight, so very, very soon the course is out and ready to be taken. In addition to that, we have our Black Friday sale going on, which has just started. So you guys can go on the Learn Squared site, get 50% off of any course on the Learn Squared site right now. And on top of our Black Friday sale, just for you guys watching the stream, this is an exclusive for live stream viewers. You can use the code LewisLive at checkout for that extra 10% savings on top of the Black Friday savings. So thanks to you guys for watching the show and for being a part of it. We're giving a little bit of extra to you guys for being a part of the show. Anybody, by the way, who does make a purchase during our Black Friday sale using that code, post it up in the chat. Let us know. Give us a heads up on which course you're about to embark on. We'd love to hear it. Adrian Espindola and Learn Square themselves posting those hearts in the chat. Always good to see people, taking the plunge, making the commitment, and jumping into a course. It's so cool. Really inspiring to see, what people are doing. So Will Hyde is talking about Louis, what you had shown earlier on the show. Are you often making that kind of like, they call it an atlas of image textures, people, cutouts, and trees, interested in that process? And that is a really cool sort of like kit bash of images here.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, doing that. Not I would say like when I'm doing my concept most of the time, I will like cut out, like open another Photoshop file like that, very big, like it's like I think like 30,000 by 15,000, so it's very very big. And everything that I will need inside my painting, I will cut it out there, and I will save it. This way, I will already have for the next time. One way as well to procrastinate when you don't know what to do is just to do some cutout and looking like the TV series or something. So it's a really nice way to have like a lot of. It's really important because it speeds up a lot the process, as you can see. So yeah, I would say like it's try to keep everything you do in a painting and save it for the later one, because maybe the next time I will be doing like again the desert painting like that, I will have like everything ready, nice kit bash of photos ready for that. So I think it's just a smart way to work.
It's again, it's like being a kid and having one of those sticker books. You can just stick the stickers wherever you want. I had a lot of those Star Wars, Lord of the Rings ones.
Yeah.
It's like going back to being a kid. Wallaby 8, a lot of love to Wallaby 8, who just got Houdini particles, industrial design, and main title design. That is incredible. You are going to be starting in 3 whole new worlds of stuff, all 3 totally unique from each other as well. So you're going to have a broad range of skills that you're studying there. That's incredible. Can we get some love for Wallaby 8, who just jumped on 3 new courses? That is so cool. So let's take a look at one of these courses. How about we take a look through main title design, which is one of our earliest courses, and one of our it's a fan favorite, I would say. This is from Ash Thorpe, who you guys will know from many different projects, who went through and did a course that really just goes through all of the aspects of creating incredible title sequences. He creates an example title sequence in the course that just looks gorgeous. This is an excellent course. You've made a great choice. If anybody wants to pick up main title design, it's available on the site now. And of course, all of our Black Friday savings are in effect. So you can see that there is a 50% off discount on main title design right now. Thank you again to Wallaby 8 for picking that stuff up. And congratulations on starting your learning journey. Zarde posting some hearts in that chat as well. Thank you, Zarde, for the hearts. We're getting a lot of love on today's show. It's really good to see everybody celebrating each other's, artistic journeys. Like, it's really easy to get competitive in a field like this, where it's easy to feel like, oh, I have to edge out the competition. Like, I have to get ahead of everybody else and get myself seen. But being an artist as well is also about creating connections and, creating friendships that not only will enrich your life in general, but might even help you to get professional work later on down the line. You never know where connections might help to benefit you somewhere. And, celebrating other artists and their accomplishments and their milestones and everything is a really a big part of that, I think. So when you guys are on the Learn Squared site, when you're taking a course, make sure to post some comments in other people's homework assignments, cheer them on, and then the same kind of stuff will come around to you. Like, that kind of positivity is always infectious. So it's great to see you guys posting some love in the chat and really just supporting each other, because that's a really big part of being an artist. And Louis, you talked about that as well, where making connections. You did a lot of sort of like just hardcore studying and hardcore focusing on your artistic process and refining it. And then you talked about how, like, having connections and creating those kinds of networking opportunities also helped you to get to where you are today.
I mean, at some point when you feel that your work start to be pretty solid, when you compare it maybe to like the studio you want to enter or anywhere. I mean, you can start to feel it when you start to get the some more attention and stuff like that. And definitely like sharing online is super important, but connecting is even more important. So maybe like asking for feedback sometimes. It's a great way to connect maybe with older artists. But it's really great as well to connect with people at the same level as you. So having a place, I think like Learn Square and the Discord, it's a really great way to connect with other people and, you know, grind up with others and giving feedback. And I did like my first big event last October, I think. I did like Lightbox with friends. And what is great is like I met like a ton of people that I knew from online, but I never saw, you know. So it was really, really nice to see everyone, each other. And, you know, it's really great. Like we know it's a competitive industry a bit, but as you said, like it's so much important, like to cheers everyone and every aspect. And at the end of the day, those people, you know, are friends. So yeah, try to be outside, like on Instagram as well. You can connect. Facebook is a great place to connect. Discord. And our session will be like really for your portfolio. I would say like the main place for jobs and stuff like that.
It, you know, making it into a social process is always a big benefit, and a person can't always predict where the positivity that they put out is going to benefit them.
Mm-hmm.
But just putting that positivity out there and being open and being, you know, appreciative, it ends up paying dividends, you know. So stay positive, guys.
And like for anecdote, I was a bit surprised, like as you said, it's an indirect investment, because at some point, like you will get maybe like a recommendation for jobs, stuff like that, and it's really like people are nice, you know, when they, in most of the time, like people will be nice and they will recommend you if you're like, if they feel that you're a good recommendation, you have the skills, and they will recommend you, you know. I do that like most of the time when I cannot take the freelance job. I do recommend people, so it's super important for sure.
I want to post some love in here for Jordan Hilliard, who's saying, I have 5 courses and I'm happy with all of them. And that's just incredible. 5 courses, guys. That is amazing. Let's get some hearts in that chat for Jordan Hilliard. Really being a Learn Squared super user. Do we have a name for that? A power user. 5 courses is amazing. Show some love for Jordan Hilliard. And Jordan Hilliard also pointing out that you can preview for free the first lessons of all the courses. And that's a really important thing that we added that feature during the lockdown when we felt like, let's, you know, give something back to everybody, like allow everybody to, you know, check out our courses. And we just felt like this is amazing. And we kept that feature afterwards. So yeah, you guys are able to, on the Learn Squared site, even during this Black Friday sale, like if you're thinking about picking up a course or you want to learn more about a course, go check out the course, go to the course page, and you can just, as long as you know, once you've signed into the site, which is a free membership, you can watch the entire first lesson of any of our courses for free. And that includes from the beginning to now, including Lewis's course. You can watch the first lesson in its entirety for free, which, you know, they include not only learning and basics, but also demonstrations and interactive homework assignments to complete. So you will actually have something to show at the end of this free lesson, which is really, I think that's pretty amazing. I'm very, you know, happy that we're able to do that. And I'm always happy to see people, you know, gaining value from that. So Marza in the chat saying, when is the course live? So the course goes live at midnight. Learn Squared will be able to, post more information about which midnight that is. But I believe it is, well, I'll let them say, but yes, it is coming out in a matter of hours. So get pumped, everybody. It's coming. Also to Jordan Hilliard saying, I lean toward courses using Blender and Photoshop. Well, then here you go. If you want to post any info about the specific courses that anybody wants to post any info about specific courses that they're interested in, I'll just say that again, that we're kind of going through each of our courses right now, and we are looking just at the Black Friday sale in general, in addition to demoing Lewis's course. So if you guys want to know about any courses, if you want to show off to other viewers one of the courses that you've purchased, post it in the chat. We are cutting away every once in a while to look at other courses that we have in the catalog. Marza saying, and this was a little while ago, so sorry to Marza for not getting to your comment fast enough, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best. The Marza saying, when I can find the comment again. So when you were earlier, you were selecting the waterfall and doing like using a channel to select the waterfall. Marza was saying like that was so fast how you did it. Could you talk about using channels to make selections like that? And just to clarify real quick, they are also saying, is it a time lapse or did he really just do it that fast? And it is not a time lapse. This is a live demonstration. So he really did do it, really did do it that fast.
So the techniques behind and the psychology behind the channel system is that when you want like to, for example, here I want to extract only the waterfall and not the background and the foreground. So for the foreground, I would say like the best way is just like to maybe cut it with manually. So I would like put dark value. All right. And then if I want like to separate the background, here the goal is really to find the most contrasty one. So as you can see, like the green is less contrasty than the blue. So the blue here is the most contrasty. The waterfall is more white and the background is more dark. Then you can take your channel that you want and duplicate it. And then you go into the level modifier. And here again, the goal is really to delete the background. So let's put it in the dark and brighten the waterfall. Not completely, because that way we keep like the smooth transition inside the waterfall. Then we can select by pressing Ctrl our channel and use it as a mask. Let's put a dark background so that way we see better the stuff. So now we have our waterfall, but we can see that there is some green tint inside because of the background that was like a green grass. And for that, we can go into the hue saturation again and modify like desaturate or maybe put it. Me, I'm going to put it in more desert, orangey environment. So let's put it more orangey. And then you have, your waterfall. So it's a very powerful tool to use the channel. It's really like to get the more contrasty one that will help us to basically extract what we want.
There you go. And I want to say as well, a big thanks to Orestes and Marza for posting some hearts in the chat for Jordan Hilliard, celebrating Jordan Hilliard, jumping into that artistic journey. And thanks to everybody again who's being positive and posting love on today's show. Now I have just received breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. You can't see, but I got a finger to my earpiece right now. I'm getting news that the course is live right now. Lewis's course is right now. You can take all 4 lessons. Just so much incredible content to learn from. So you guys, right after the show is done, you'll be able to jump in and start learning. Awesome. Incredible stuff. Congratulations, Lewis.
Thank you. That's awesome. Can't wait to see your stuff, guys. Yeah, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any question or you want anything. Like, can't wait to see your stuff.
I want to throw in there as well that in addition to all the content that's in the course, which includes every single one of the course videos with Lewis's narration, and all of his unedited versions of any bonus content, we're also going to be adding these recordings of this brand new concept design into the course. So you guys will be able to see this whole uninterrupted process at full resolution as well for anybody who purchased the course. So guys, can we get some love? I want to see a lot of love in that chat for Lewis's course. Totally released, officially out right now. Post some love in that chat for Lewis, guys. And thank you so much to everybody for being a part of these shows. Now 2 full live demonstrations that we're doing. Everybody has been so nice and so gracious, and you guys have had such great questions and great things to say on these shows. It's really, it's a lot of love that's been pouring in here, and I really appreciate it. I know that everybody at Learn Squared appreciates it. So thank you guys. Post some hearts in that chat. To celebrate Lewis's course releasing, let's take a look at Lewis's trailer one more time. So we're going to jump over to that, and we'll see you in just a second.
Become a better concept designer by learning to trust your instincts. Laurent constantly delivers stunning designs with fully realized worlds to support them. And to do this, his style hinges on throwing away all his preconceptions and trusting in happy accidents to create the most interesting concepts. In this brand new Learn Squared course, Lewis is going to take you into his world, helping you to unlock the creativity of your subconscious to majorly speed up your design process. He'll teach you to look at the most basic shapes and immediately see their potential, allowing you to work faster than you ever thought possible. And don't worry, if you don't have VR, Lewis shows off the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well. From this point, Lewis will begin turning his assets into a world, where the same mindset of experimentation extends all the way through his process. Just because you designed an asset one way doesn't mean it has to keep that function forever. Everything is subject to change, with new sizes, new shapes, new perspectives. This course is designed specifically with beginner to intermediate students in mind, so don't worry if you're not so confident with the tools. And even better, Lewis is currently working on a second course geared towards advanced users, coming out next year. So you'll be able to keep learning and boost your skills even further. So don't wait. You have an entirely new world of concept design waiting for you. Pre-order today at learnsquared.com.
Guys, Dynamic Concept Art 1, you just saw the trailer there. It is out right now. You can do the whole course. Again, big congratulations to Laurent on launching your course.
Thank you so much.
And guys, if you haven't picked up Dynamic Concept Art 1 yet, there's never been a better time than right now to pick up a course, because our Black Friday sale is currently in effect. All courses, including this brand new course, are 50% off on the Learn Squared site. And just for you guys watching today's live stream, you can get an extra 10% off of the course if you use the code that you see on screen at checkout, Lewis Live. Use that at checkout and you will get an extra discount. We have Orestes in the chat saying, big thanks to Lewis. Hope he got paid well. Okay. Yes. We hope so too. Yeah. Zarde saying, oh, snap, with the hearts. Marza saying, thanks for being a nice host and asking all the questions. Oh, well, thank you. Thanks for watching the show. Jordan Hilliard saying, congratulations, Lewis, and posting those hearts. I love the hope he got paid well. That's good stuff.
well, buy the course, guys.
So guys, it's a big celebration here. We're checking out Lewis's brand new course, and we're also celebrating our Black Friday sale. So Black Friday discounts are in effect, and I think it's probably a good time to jump over here away from the demo for a second, and we're just going to look at a few courses here. So I want to point out a few of them here. We have a couple of people who are talking about courses that they've taken, and we've had a couple of people talking about things they want to know. And again, I do just want to send a big thanks to everybody who has been showing so much interest in the shows here. So we had a mention of Gael, there we go, from Marza, talking about Gael and Pablo's classes recently. So let's get some hearts for Marza, talking about two of our incredible courses from Gael and Pablo. We're going to jump over to the website again and just take a look at some of this stuff. So first, let's take a look at environment design from Gael Seguillon, which, as you see here, the finished product in this course is just breathtaking. You can see how these things are progressing using 3D and Paintover, a lot like in Lewis's course, and this one focuses specifically on environments and has Gael's own particular flavor of workflow. Let's jump in there and take a look at environment design.
Don't just paint a background for your next project. Create an environment. Gael Seguillon has spent the last 8 years working at some of the biggest studios in the movie and game industries. Some of her recent projects include Ready Player One, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and Quantic Dream's upcoming Star Wars Eclipse. Making art in the modern era means more than just painting. The more disciplines you understand, the more likely you are to get hired. That's why in this brand new Learn Squared course, you'll build 2 totally distinct environments using several of the most important methods in the industry today. First comes 2D. With a combination of painting and photo bashing, you'll be able to craft a fully fledged concept design without ever leaving Photoshop. After that comes 3D. You'll build a whole new concept, and Gael will help you place, customize, light, and render key assets before moving back to Photoshop for finishing touches. With a strong knowledge of these 2 disciplines together, you'll be able to speed up your workflow immensely. And whether you're predominantly a 2D or 3D artist at the moment, you'll find something in this course to challenge your skill set and cultivate a more well-rounded artistic toolkit. There are entire worlds in your head just waiting to come out. Aren't you curious to visit? Pre-orders are on sale now at LearnSquared.com.
Entire worlds, aren't you curious to visit? I like that. I like that line. I forgot about that line. That's a good one. All right, let's jump back in. That's environment design by Gael Seguillon. An incredible course. Of course, like all of our courses right now, you can get it 50% off on the Learn Squared website, and you can get the extra 10% discount by using the code that you see on screen. A great question from Precise Belis: is the code only going to work while this is live or later on also? So this code will be active throughout the Black Friday sale, but we are premiering it exclusively for you guys watching the live stream. So we haven't shared this code anywhere else. So thanks for being a part of the show, and I hope you enjoy the extra 10% savings from being a viewer of the live stream. So the other course that we were talking about here was Pablo's, which is another amazing, incredible course. So let's go take a look at Pablo Dominguez's vehicle concept art course. Once again, every time I look at one of these course pages, it's like, oh my God, it's another shock to the system, because there's so many amazing artists that have joined up with Learn Squared, and we feel so lucky to be able to show off their art and to help you guys learn their styles. So let's take a look at the trailer for Pablo Dominguez's vehicle concept art. And once again, guys, we're getting pretty near the end of the show here, where we're gonna be closing it out. But if anybody has any questions about our courses on Learn Squared, now's the time to ask. I'm here to show you guys stuff about the courses, show the trailers, talk about the courses themselves, and we have people in the chat who are able to answer any more specific questions that you want to know as well. And if you want to know anything about our brand new course with Laurent, Louis is here on the stream as well to answer questions about that. So before we jump back to Louis's demo, we're going to take a look at the other course mentioned, which is vehicle concept art. And again, thank you for the purchase, and thank you for the suggestion of talking about the course Marza. Congratulations on jumping into these two courses. They're two incredible courses. So let's take a look at the course preview here.
Are your vehicle designs lacking that certain something? Whether it's more realism, compelling shapes, or just sheer workflow speed you're after, Pablo Dominguez is here to help. Looking at Pablo's ArtStation is like staring into the sun. He turns out vehicles with that elusive brand of complex yet simple design that evokes the old masters of sci-fi we all know and love. At one point, we asked Pablo to whip up a little preview video for his course. He came back with an entirely new concept design, sketched from its first primitive to a finished Photoshop drawing in 15 minutes. Now imagine if you could deliver those kinds of results to your art director. In this comprehensive course, you'll cover subjects like sketching compelling vehicle shapes.
We want to keep everything clean and quickly readable. We always have to keep in mind to keep something more strong and simple.
Creating realistic textures.
I also have different kind of surfaces. It's one type of roughness for this and another one for the red ones, which is going to give us a nice effect.
And combining everything into your final keyframes.
I think the shapes of these clouds are very dynamic. It's a way to keep everything more simple, erase high details areas.
By the end of these 5 lessons, you'll have turntables, clay renders, initial sketches, and final paintings of your vehicles, not to mention fully fledged 3D models, which you can use in future projects. This is one of the largest and most ambitious courses we've done to date. But with Pablo's ability to break everything down to its simplest concepts, students of all skill levels can follow along. With this course, the sky is the limit for what you can create. Sign up today and begin your journey at learnsquared.com.
Vehicle concept art is an astounding amount of content. And not only does this have an amazing piece of concept design, several pieces of concept design that Pablo created, but Pablo also did a unprecedented thing for us, which is that he created a whole nother set of concept designs and did a voiceover in Spanish for all of that as well. So it's there's an English version of the course and a Spanish version of the course, which is amazing. You know, if you want to pick up that course, you can get it right now on the Learn Squared site. All of our Black Friday discounts are currently in effect, so every course on the site is 50% off at the moment. So jump on that, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you again to Marza for mentioning the courses and congratulations on jumping into those. So we're going to jump over back to Lewis's feed here and see what's going on with the concept design. It's looking amazing.
Thank you.
Lewis, what's sort of on the plate right now?
So here I'm doing like as you can see in my folder system on Paintover. So it's more like a final touch up where I basically start to really take my brush and paint everything that I like, or everything that I doesn't like, I will simplify it, and everything that I like, I will add more detail. So redesign maybe the shape of some stuff, pushing the design in some area of the building, and really trying as well to figure out if there is anything that catch my eye that doesn't feel right. So yeah, it's really like the final touch up. It's really important to go through this step because it's really where you are going to push your painting to the next level and giving as well the painterly feeling that that looks very good and not like the 3D CG look or the photographic feeling.
So some drawings had a question earlier. Before I get to that, actually, I want to mention Zarde saying, I'm definitely going to follow your lead with this Black Friday sale. Jordan Hilliard, talking about the courses that Jordan Hilliard purchased. And big thanks to Zarde for the interest and for the love. And congratulations on getting ready to start your artistic journey. Amazing stuff. So let's get some hearts in that chat for Zarde as well. Talking about that, I'm going to post some hearts here too. I like posting the hearts. That's my favorite part. Some John saying, I asked the question on the last live, but I had to step out, so sorry if it was already answered. And I think it's worth mentioning again on today's stream. So how do you establish a design look at the beginning of a project when you're starting out? So some drawings is interested specifically in sci-fi design, but I think that applies to anything. Like, how do you decide on what stylistic look you want to have for your project, Lewis?
References, I would say, like if you have already an idea in head, I mean, you have to find references to match your idea in head. If you doesn't have like any idea, you start looking for a lot of references, and at the beginning you will be like very wide in terms of range. And the more you are going to look at references, have a clearer idea of what you want to create and what story or design you want to create, the more narrow you are going to be for your references. So most of the time at the beginning, I start to look very for stuff that just look cool to my eye, or if I have nothing, like maybe a shape, or I will mix like a nice cool shapes or visual language with like a story maybe. So yeah, but we go over that in the first lesson in my course, so the ideation phase. So you go over like the bridge buildings, finding references, doing some quick sketch. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning again, thank you for bringing that up, Lewis, that the course is live now, and if you want to take that part in the first lesson, the entire first lesson is free. So anybody who is interested in that part of the process, like ideation, there's several stages of like writing out what your project is about, conceptualizing the theme, the references, doing 2D sketching, 3D sketching. It's a packed lesson. The first lesson of this course, by the end of it, you have multiple descriptions, multiple thumbnail sketches, multiple larger sketches and 3D models that you've created to really get yourself started in the process. So it's not like a skimpy little first lesson you're getting. You're getting a whole lot of content totally for free in that first lesson there. Sunstrom Charm saying, you are my favorite French artist.
Thank you so much. There are so many great French artists, so that's mean a lot. Thank you.
We have a Precise B-List. I'm sorry if I got to your comment too late, after you had to go, but Precise B-List saying, I got to go now. The more I watch, the more courses I want to buy. My wallet will thank me. And thank you, Precise B-List, for being a part of the show. And thank you so much for your interest in the courses. It's really, again, amazing to see how many people are showing love on the episode. And speaking of showing love, let's send some hearts for Precise B-List, who's heading out of the stream. I hope you're able to see the love, but even if not, I'm sure you'll feel the love emanating towards you. Precise B-List, thank you for being a part of today's show. Marza saying, honestly, the paint over style deserves all the hype and attention. It's super loose and free, and it's a very nice balance of paint and 3D to visualize ideas. We're getting a lot of love for you in here, Lewis.
Yeah, thank you guys. It means so much.
Before we close out the show, because we're getting pretty close to the end here of the episode, but we do want to show off a couple of our other courses in our Black Friday sale. So don't forget, guys, that the Black Friday sale is going on right now. Oh, very nice. You can see the graphic showed up there on screen. One of the courses, the next newest course that we have is coming soon on the Learn Squared site. Hard Surface Design with Lars Soeg is the course itself is not out yet, but this is the newest thing that we've done. This is something we've never done before, where people who pre-order the course can get the first lesson before the course comes out. So we're going to jump into the trailer for Hard Surface Design.
Props, vehicles, weapons, robots, buildings, and more. Hard surface design is one of the most important elements of any production, no matter the genre or setting. In this upcoming Learn Squared course, you'll learn to build hard surface props of any size, taking them all the way from concept to completion. Lars Soeg, a leading concept designer on hard surface elements from some of your favorite video games, will cover how to find inspiration, block out a design, model, texture, and finally present your work in the most attractive way possible. You'll be learning true professional workflows, which will help you to step right into your next industry position. Need proof? Lars himself is a Learn Squared graduate. Hard Surface Design will release later this year, but if you pre-order now, you'll gain early access to the entire first lesson immediately. This massive opening lesson includes not only basics in theory, but several stages of block-out modeling and design revision. So if you're serious about this, why wait? Get a head start on learning, complete assignments, and meet your fellow early bird students today. Pre-order now and start your journey at learnsquared.com.
Hard Surface Design is on the Learn Squared site now. As you saw in the trailer, the course is coming soon. A lot of amazing, work came out of that course, but Lars is still working hard on finishing all of the videos for it. But what we were able to do for you is, even though the course is coming soon, pre-order students can actually get early access to that first lesson in which all the blocking happens. And not only does he block out a design, he actually blocks out 4 designs, 3 different designs, and then sort of like cannibalizes all the best elements of each one into a final design. So there's a lot of meat in that lesson, a lot of content to go through. So you can find that on the Learn Squared site right now. I want to jump into a couple more of these. We have some amazing workshops, which don't forget, guys, we have workshops on Learn Squared where their instructors are going through live and talking about the art that they're creating and answering questions and things like that. But those workshops are also available on the Learn Squared site afterwards. So you can always watch the show after it happened. Like maybe you missed the show, or maybe you didn't know about it at the time that it was going on. You can still pick those up now. So Sketching the Right Way and Concept Art in Unreal Engine 5 are 2 of our recent workshops that happened. You can find those on the site right now as well. And we're going to take another look at another course, Creative Illustration, in there. But before we do, I do just want to send some hearts for Sunstrom Sharam, for Jordan Hilliard, for Zarde, for posting those hearts. Thank you, guys. Let's get some love for Lars's course for Creative Illustration as well, with Armin Faramarzian. This, as you're going to see, a totally different style. This one is actually done in real life, for lack of a better word, on paper, and then is transferred to the digital format to then give it this sort of kind of like classic look. And it definitely does lend a particular visual to it. So let's take a look at the trailer for Creative Illustration here. And once again, just feel free to post all those hearts in the chat, ladies and gents. And if you have any final questions, we're closing out the show here, but any final questions about any of our courses or about Lewis's brand new course, post them in the chat right now. Let's watch the trailer.
What if you could build your own cartoon world? Welcome to Creative Illustration. You're looking at the artwork of Amin Faramarzian. His high contrast, high energy pieces look like our favorite Saturday morning cartoons, but often hide dark or powerful themes underneath. In his first ever Learn Squared course, he's going to teach you to create your own cartoon universe. You'll start with the heart of any story, the hero. It's all about silhouettes here, so you'll learn to use clear shapes, decisive lines, and big poses. After that, you'll build a world for that character to live in. Amin will teach you to get out of your head and just start putting down ideas. Only by opening this faucet of creativity will you begin to truly see your best concepts come to light. Once you have a protagonist and an environment, you'll finish the course by creating a few different pieces of key art for your new illustrated IP. At the end of this course, you'll have a fully realized new property, ready to turn into your own comic, pitch to a studio, or take anywhere you choose. And by the way, this course can be followed by anyone, from beginner to expert. There are even branching style options, depending on what tools you prefer when creating imagery. Whether your future lies in animation, comics, games, or art, this course is what you've been waiting for. Find out more at learnsquared.com.
So, oops,
Are your
I clicked on something. Another amazing course. Wow. Uh, as you saw in the creative illustration trailer, there's branching style options throughout the course, so you can learn in sort of traditional on paper drawing and sketching and art methods. You can do digital in Photoshop, and you can do 3D like CGI things and combine all of those into your picture, or just use one of them and really make that into an amazing piece of art. So there's a lot of options for you in this course, and as you can see, the way that the final image turned out, it's just incredible. There's sort of multiple sizings for the image to accommodate, like the course is all about creating an entire intellectual property for your idea. So it includes things about how, like, oh, maybe you need to create like a poster of your image and a widescreen thumbnail and a little thing for social media, and like how you can adapt your artwork into those different formats. And it really goes into a lot of different subjects, all about being an artist and owning your own creative property. So creative illustrations available now on the site. You can get the Black Friday savings, 50% off on this course. So let's post a little thing about the discount. If you use the code you see on screen, Lewis Live, at checkout, you will get 50% off for the Black Friday savings, plus the extra 10% savings from the coupon. So that's pretty amazing, guys. Post some love for Armin Faramarzian's creative illustration. And one more we're going to take a look at here, maybe two, I don't know. we'll see. Painting Portraits with Daniel Walsh is another incredible course. As you can see, again, totally different style from the other ones that we were looking at. This one very specifically focuses on portraiture, which you can see sort of analyzing photographs, analyzing a lot of different schools of artistic thought, going into the Barg method and all these different ways of teaching yourself to kind of like master the various artistic processes, and then apply that to creating either like photorealistic portraits or portraits of characters that you've created in a photorealistic style. Let's jump into the trailer, which can probably explain it better than I can. And while we're doing so, post some hearts in that chat, ladies and gents, for Painting Portraits.
You have trouble painting faces? Breathe new life into your creations with techniques from one of the industry's best. Daniel Walsh is a classically trained painter who specializes specifically in portraiture. His art has an ethereal mix of photorealism and stylization, drawing the eye through a few carefully chosen areas of detail. In this brand new Learn Squared course, he's going to teach you to paint in his style from the ground up. What you're looking at isn't a face. It's a combination of shapes next to each other. Approaching your art this way can train your brain to perfectly recreate a subject every single time. And once your pencil is able to match what your eyes see, it's all about style. You'll come up with a concept for your image, gather references, and build a character from scratch. Because this course starts from the simplest basics, it can help even the most beginner artists become great. And if you've been drawing or painting for a long time, you'll unlearn bad habits and build yourself back up with strong fundamentals. Daniel takes things slowly, giving you fully interactive assignments so you can follow along with your own creations every step of the way. Plus, this course can be followed in any software, from Photoshop to Procreate, and everything in between. If you've been searching for a way to get serious about your art, this is it. Find out more at learnsquared.com.
So as you can see, Painting Portraits is another incredible course that just really goes into a totally different field of art than any of the other ones we've looked at. There's so many courses on Learn Squared that, as we've seen today, all of our courses approach a totally different type of art, or a totally different style of art, or a totally different discipline of art, even ones that on paper would seem to address a similar subject matter have their own completely unique way of approaching that idea. So, there's a lot of these in here that I wish we had time to get to, but we're going to have to close out the show. Just, some shout outs to Romain Joindot's incredible visual storytelling, which goes through, creating a whole bunch of different images inside of a world. VFX in Unreal from Tyler Smith. Oh man, Tyler Smith had 2 courses in Unreal that are both just incredible. Armada concept art, the workshop was amazing, as well as CGI filmmaking. I would love to show off all these, but I'm just going to scroll through, and you guys can kind of look for yourselves and explore on the Learn Squared site for yourselves. I would stay here all day and do this, but I think Lewis probably has to go at some point, and we're going to have to close out the show. But as I scroll through here, Lewis, thank you again for coming on to the show. We're going to be jumping back into your demo in just a sec. And guys, thank you for being a part of today's episode. Like we've covered so much ground. We've done so many exciting things. I'm going to post the Black Friday graphic one more time, just for anybody who is interested in getting some additional savings. Use that code at checkout. Thank you as well, Arestus and Canvas Engineer, for posting that love on there. It's just really, it's amazing to see all the positivity that everybody has been sharing on here. And there we go. We're jumping down to the bottom of the page. That is a lot of courses, guys. That is a lot of learning that you can do. And as you're seeing from all the thumbnail pictures and the names of the courses, they're all totally different, concepts, totally different ideas of what to approach and how to approach it. And of course, totally different art styles for each of them. Jordan Hilliard talking about sketching the right way. So sketching the right way, let's post it in here, was one of our workshops, which means as opposed to a normal course, which has, usually between 4 and 8 lessons, all of our workshops are a single instance where the instructor did like a long form demonstration live in a meeting. So yes, on the site, it shows up as just one lesson, which includes the lesson itself, the presentation, and the audience Q&A. And of course, our workshops are priced a little bit differently than a regular course because they don't go into as much content as a regular course does. Having said that, however, don't discount the what you can learn from those, because as anybody who's taken one of these workshops can tell you, sketching the right way, concept art in UE5, and the CGI filmmaking, Armada concept art, the stuff that comes out of these and the lessons that you get from these are really monumental. I mean, as you're seeing from these images here, like the workshops are incredible, the artists and artwork that come out of those. So yes, thank you for your question. Oh, and Jordan Hilliard saying thanks for clearing that up. Well, everybody's thankful. Guys, we're closing out the show here, and let's just jump back to Lewis's screen. We're going to take a look at the demo one more time. We have Lewis doing a live demonstration of the techniques in his brand new course, Dynamic Concept Art 1, which you can get on Learn Squared right now. It's available now. It has Black Friday savings in effect. And for anybody who is watching today's broadcast, you also can apply this discount code to get an extra 10% off. We are going to jump out of the show here. We're gonna close it out. But Lewis, can you take us through some of the progress you've made since we last checked in, and what your thoughts are on the picture?
Yeah, so I did like mostly like painting, like adding details, stuff like that. I put like another character here that she's looking up at the boy here on the camel. So he tell a little story at the same time. So try to tell a little story inside your painting. It get more interesting. Same here, I did like a character taking the stairs and adding some more scale in the background. So I think I still need like to refine some stuff here. But the idea is to re-put the same spherical look that we have everywhere in the painting. So it's a nice way to add depth. It allows to repeat the same shape in the distance. But yeah, I think in terms definitely, I think I could push the painting forever, and I will do it and record everything. But this is already something that I could show to the client, and I mean, this is already enough for sure. It could be called done almost. So yeah.
Louis, it's incredible what you've created here and in front of everybody's eyes. It's just astounding to see that, the things that you show off in this lesson really work, and you guys are seeing it, irrefutable proof that this stuff works and that it can be applied to different art styles. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, Nick.
And guys, again, just to remind you, Louis's course, I'm going to jump to the thumbnails from the course here. The course itself is available on the Learn Squared site right now. You can pick it up with the Black Friday savings, in addition to the 10% discount that we're giving to live stream viewers. And you can see that the art that Louis made during the course is a totally different art style from what he did on the live stream today. So you can really apply what you learn in this course to all different kinds of artwork, not just to things that look similar to what he made in the course. I think that's a sticking point for people sometimes with taking any educational content, is they want to find something that matches what they want to make almost exactly. But what we try to do on Learn Squared, we like to describe them as courses, not tutorials. So it's they're really, it's something that's going to teach you how to think like the artist that you're learning from, and how to really apply that to your own art style, as opposed to just, kind of doing a paint by numbers and creating something exactly like what they made. So as you see here, Louis really can apply these methods to all different kinds of art, what you're seeing in the course, as well as what he's created on the live demonstration, are very, very different types of artwork. So pick up the course, guys. I guess let's go to the Learn Squared site. We've been looking at all the other courses, but let's look at Louis Laurent's course, Dynamic Concept Art 1, out right now on the Learn Squared site. The Black Friday discount is already in effect. And as you can see, Louis's course actually has an even deeper discount than all of the other courses. Usually it's 50% off. This one is 2/3 off, 66% off. So that's pretty incredible, guys. We're really celebrating the release of this course in a big way, and we want to get it into as many hands as possible. So show some love when you guys take the course and you're going through the different lessons. Make sure you post your homework, share your homework around. And of course, as we were talking about earlier on the show, show some love for your fellow students' homework. If you see other homework posted, make sure you leave a comment, let other people know what you think, show some appreciation for their work. And like we were talking about earlier on the show, making those kinds of connections, you never know how that eventually kind of impacts your life. You might even make friends with this person, or possibly even create a professional connection at some point in the future. You never know. So throw that positivity out into the world, guys. Dynamic Concept Art 1, our newest course from Louis Laurent, is out right now on the Learn Squared site. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Before we close it out, I just want to throw some thanks to just as many people as I can in the chat. Jordan Hilliard, Sunstrom Sharam, Canvas Engineer, Arestus Zarde, Bird Aid, thank you guys, Precise B-List, Junkyard Carnival, Marza, thank you guys so much for being a part of the show. It's really been incredible to be able to spend time with you guys, and hopefully we got to everybody's questions. If there's anything else you guys want to know, you can always message us on social media, and we'll get back to you. Adrian Espindola, thank you so much. Hugo Farduel, Wallaby 8, Will Hyde, Rimas, thank you so much, guys. Wonderland, just a lot of people showing love on today's episode. Shar, Ben Enemy, Dudin Ola, thank you so much, guys. Tengai Mac. We really appreciate you guys being a part of the show and showing that love for Lewis. Post some hearts in that chat to close it out. For our amazing instructor, Louis Laurent, some congratulations for launching his brand new course. And of course, some thanks. I'm very thankful to post some thanks for Louis coming in twice now and doing these incredible demonstrations of his artwork on stream with you guys, answering questions, and really just being very open. Show that love to Louis Laurent, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the course right here on the site, on the Learn Squared site. You'll find it on the front page. And of course, if you go to our course page, it's the first one to show up. Dynamic Concept Art 1 is available right now. We got a lot of love in that chat.
Thank you, guys.
Canvas Engineer. Louis, you ready to hear about some of this love coming in?
Yeah, I can see it as well.
Oh, you can see it. Well, I'm going to say it for the sake of it, for the sake of being a host anyway. Canvas Engineer, you guys are opening doors for people. Much love. Thank you, Canvas Engineer, and thank you to everybody who's being a part of this whole thing. It's really a communal process. Like we're putting out these courses, and you guys are creating things and doing things with them that we could never even have dreamed of. There's so many amazing students. If you look at our Instagram or different parts of our social media, we always try to highlight different student work, and there's just so much incredible stuff that's coming out of these courses. We can't wait to see what you guys make from this course, Dynamic Concept Art 1. Mustafa BDWY, you guys are the best with the hearts. Thank you, Mustafa. Adrian Espindola, Arestus, Jordan Hilliard, Sunstrom Saram. Thanks, Louis, for existing. There's a nice one.
Thanks,
Mustafa with more hearts. Thank you so much, guys, for the love. It's just been such a privilege to do these two live streams, and we really appreciate you guys being a part of it. Let's close out the episode one more time with Louis's course trailer. And I do want to remind you, before we close it out, before we jump into that trailer, while you're watching the trailer, you're thinking, hey, maybe, should I pick up this course? Should I not? Here's a little extra incentive. Don't forget that we have, in addition to our Black Friday 50% savings, you can also add this code LewisLive at checkout to get an additional 10% off your purchase. So a little incentive for you to really just make the plunge and jump into Louis's course. Thank you guys for being a part of the show. We'll see you on the next one.
Become a better concept designer by learning to trust your instincts. Louis Laurent constantly delivers stunning designs with fully realized worlds to support them. And to do this, his style hinges on throwing away all his preconceptions and trusting in happy accidents to create the most interesting concepts. In this brand new Learn Squared course, Louis is going to take you into his world, helping you to unlock the creativity of your subconscious to majorly speed up your design process. He'll teach you to look at the most basic shapes and immediately see their potential, allowing you to work faster than you ever thought possible. And don't worry, if you don't have VR, Louis shows off the exact same methods in traditional 3D software as well. From this point, Louis will begin turning his assets into a world, where the same mindset of experimentation extends all the way through his process. Just because you designed an asset one way doesn't mean it has to keep that function forever. Everything is subject to change, with new sizes, new shapes, new perspectives. This course is designed specifically with beginner to intermediate students in mind, so don't worry if you're not so confident with the tools. And even better, Louis is currently working on a second course geared towards advanced users, coming out next year. So you'll be able to keep learning and boost your skills even further. So don't wait. You have an entirely new world of concept design waiting for you. Pre-order today at learnsquared.com.